discussion as well when the time is up for discussions or questions and answers. I would like to invite Stephanie Simon. She is the head of Competence Center Private Sector Development and Project here at the Delegation of German Industry and Commerce in Ghana. So Stephanie, thanks for joining us, and you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Esina, and welcome all participants. I think while I talk, there will be more people joining. We have quite an extensive number of registered participants, so I will talk a little bit longer to give them time to join, so that they don't miss the important part, which is not what I have to say, but rather what our speakers have to say, our panelists have to say. First of all, I would like to mention that this webinar is being recorded. If you are not happy about that, you unfortunately would have to leave the meeting. We would also like to invite you to post any questions that you have in the chat. Esina will collect them, and we will discuss them at the appropriate time. Because, as you always know, time is limited. We only have so much time in these webinars to work with. So post them in the chat, and we will make sure that these questions are answered. Now, I want to go a little bit into like personal things, not to be too extensive, but this topic of Ghana as a tech destination has been something that I followed for quite a while. As a matter of fact, more than 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, when I wasn't yet working for the Delegation of German Industry, I was already approached by one German investor who wanted to start an initiative in Ghana, a company in Ghana, and last time I checked, they had around 150 people working for them. So, and this is quite a steep growth and quite an intensive growth. And I think compared to other industries, this sector gives huge opportunities to the youth in the country, and with the digital natives, as we always talk about, it gives huge opportunities to the businesses that deal with it. So we were quite happy when we first got in touch with Fourth IR, a company that's already active in Ghana, and also others that we've been talking to in the past months, which also led to the possibility to have conversations with Ghana Free Zones Authority, which is also here today, with the University of Ghana, all the players and stakeholders that have something to give and something to discuss in that matter. The other aspect is we are lucky as Delegation of German Industry to have a partner that also makes it possible to support these kind of events, these kind of webinars, which is the Special Initiative on Training and Job Creation by GIZ. They also have the Digital Skills Accelerator Africa. That's the German association that also supports activities in sub-Saharan African countries. So there's quite a lot going on at the moment, and we thought it's the perfect time to actually pick this topic up. And with also the bit of the push of Fourth IR, we have put together quite a nice program. And I will leave you in the competent hands of our moderator, Esinam, to continue and wish us all a very insightful morning, and please feel free to ask questions in the course of the event in the chat. We are happy to respond to it. Esinam, back to you, please.
Thank you very much, Stephanie. I appreciate. We would begin with the sessions and the presentations. the first person that will be addressing us will be talking on the benefit of exporting information technology services from Ghana. We couldn't find any other more experienced person than she, because she's sat on that front and works with the Ghana Free Zones Authority. She is Madam Kate D. Abil, or Mrs. Kate D. Abil. She is the Deputy CEO for Finance and Administration at the Ghana Free Zones Authority. Before she got to be Deputy CEO, she served as an in-house solicitor for the authority, and she's been doing that for about since 2009, June 2009. She was solicitor secretary, and she's held the role as acting human resource manager. So she's been at the Free Zones Authority for more than 12 years. I won't talk much. We are privileged to have her speak to us. And so, Madam Kate, if you're ready, thank you very much for joining us, and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Isinam, for your generous introduction, and for giving Ghana Free Zones Authority this platform to share our experiences and also to project the benefits of tech companies citing projects in Ghana and serving the rest of the world. So I have a short presentation, and I hope it will throw more light on the subject. Since you allotted just 10 minutes to me, I will quickly zoom into my presentation. Yes, I would take us through Ghana's free zones regime, the various incentives, share experiences that we have recorded with some of the tech companies that we have licensed, and the various reasons why Ghana is the best destination for tech companies in the sub-region. As we all know, the Ghana Free Zones Authority was brought into being by an act of parliament, the Free Zones Act in 1995. And we have the mandate to license free zone enterprises. And the flexibility with Ghana's free zones regime is the fact that inbuilt in our is the liberty it gives to investors to site projects outside the designated free zone areas. So yes, we have the land banks, we have the flagship Tema Export Processing Zone, we have various sites in the Western region, but investors are at liberty to site any project outside the free zone area. So the whole of Ghana technically is a free zone area. We issue 4 categories of licenses. We have the commercial license, the manufacturing license, the service license, and the developer's license. And I might say that about 76% of the entities we've licensed so far are into manufacturing. But we have identified that the service license has that capacity and appetite to export, and the ones that are already operating under our regime are very successful, as Simone alluded to earlier in her opening remarks. So it's a subsector that we are closely monitoring and would want to project. So the investors that we have licensed undertake technology-based services for clients outside Ghana. We have companies that are operating from Ghana and serving clients in Europe and in the United States.
My name is Jemima. I'm from Jobaman, Ghana, and I got your number from.
So why is Ghana the best ICT destination in the sub-region? I would want us to look at the landscape. There are a lot of things happening at the moment which enhances doing business in that subsector. Ghana is embarking on an ambitious infrastructural development. We have the national broadband infrastructure expansion and a host of others. The government itself has its own project ensuring that the rural folks are hooked onto the internet. And I have outlined the infrastructural base. We have licensed gateway operators and a host of others. But I would quickly move on to other slides because my time is limited. And we all know that because of the enhancement in infrastructure, we have had tech giants like Google pitching their base in Ghana to serve the continent. We have also Twitter, and we hope to attract more. We have a host of success stories. We licensed e-process quite a long time ago, and they are into the financial service subsector. They are a subsidiary of EcoBank Ghana, and they serve their operations throughout the sub-region. We have the likes of Fair Trade Outsourcing Ghana Limited, which is a fairly new business. We licensed them just before COVID, and as we speak, they are employing people, and they testify that Ghanaians are trainable, and we have the requisite skills, and they are very happy with their operations. We quite recently licensed Amalite Ghana Limited, which is also based in Takoradi. And I think it's a collaboration between a Ghanaian and a German. And they have a very good relationship with the Takoradi Technical University. They have been giving space within the university to train the graduates from all over. So there's a very nice collaboration between industry and the academia here. About 2 months ago, we also licensed another company which is based in Argenta, Data Maker Ghana Limited, and they are also at the moment in discussions with the University of Ghana. They want to use the university as their incubation center to train the employees that they would need at their base in Argenta. And then I would seek to answer a very important question. In which fields would any investor fare well? There is the popular business process outsourcing, the likes of fair trade outsourcing. Data processing is key. Amalitech, for instance, is into software development, and eProcess operates a call center amongst others. So any interested investor could look at the various subdivisions under this subsector. There could also be investment in hardware assembly. We have graduates from Ashasi University, University of Science and Technology, University of Ghana, with the requisite skills to serve as the human resource base for such operations. We would also welcome investors interested in developing the ICT infrastructure for free zone licensed entities. There is the field of research and development, the smooth collaboration within the academia and industry, and of course the incubation centers. I would quickly run us through the incentives. we have both the monetary and non-monetary incentives. Companies that we license enjoy tax incentives. These incentives include exemption from payment of direct and indirect taxes. So if a company sets up under the free zones regime, machinery, tools for their operations would be cleared from the post duty free, and I can readily think of computer servers and the likes. Our companies also enjoy a tax holiday of 10 years, and thereafter the maximum is 15%. And because of the tax holiday, they also are exempted from all forms of withholding taxes. And if there is any double taxation agreement between the Ghana and the country of the investor, the provisions in the double taxation agreement would be made applicable. And we also have a host of non-monetary incentives. The companies do not have to go through bureaucratic restrictions and statutory requirements. A case in point is clearance of goods at the port. There are also no requirements for procurement of a license to import the service or export or to export the service or import any equipment required for operations. There are minimal custom formalities. There are no restrictions on payment of foreign loans and payment of technology transfer fees and the like. And there are other factors apart from the monetary and non-monetary incentives that I have outlined. We all know that Ghana has a very political stable environment. The wage bill of the entities with license comparatively are low, and Ghana is English-speaking, centrally located, and we have a very vibrant private sector. So if a foreign investor would need a local partner, we already have players who are well endowed. So there's that ease of getting partners to weather the local terrain. And Ghana is safe, and we are a truly hospitable people. And I must say that our procedure for licensing is very simple. All you require is to present us with a business registration. You incorporate a business in Ghana to take up that engagement. You fill an application form, present us with a business plan, EPA, which we can even assist you in procuring. When it comes to the EPA permits, you show us that you have funding to implement your ideas in your business plan. You have an export destination, and you have an operational premises for your project. And if there are any other documents required, we would notify you appropriately. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and we are always ready and happy to handhold any investor who is interested in joining our vibrant free zones regime. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Monkey. Very informative. In fact, while you were presenting, I had some feedbacks that the information that you're providing is very crucial, especially for our colleagues and friends who have not entered the Ghana market yet. So very informative. We appreciate the time. You are happy to be with us while some of the presentation. And in fact, for the next session, we'll be happy if you could even listen for a few minutes before you take leave of us, because it's going to be a panel discussion that will be on or centered on the tech talent and employment in Ghana. For most of the things that we do, we want to see the development wing of it. How are we supporting the Ghanaian society, even in the investment that is channeling into the country? So this session will be with three gentlemen, with Bernard, with David, and Yao. They would take us through the session. There will be a one-pager document that will be shared later after this if you want to have access to it. But be rest assured that this session will be a very informative one. So without wasting my time, Bernard, I would hand over to you, and then you gentlemen can take over. Thank you.
Thank you, and good morning to everyone in Ghana. Good afternoon to everyone in Western Europe. And thank you, Esinam, for the nice introduction. Thank you, Stephanie, for making this happen, this webinar. The format for the next 20 minutes will be a panel discussion, as Esinam explained. We have not brought a presentation, but please reach out and we can swamp you with any more informative material after that session. Quick introduction. My name is Bernie Janiszewski. I'm based out of Germany. I'm the co-founder and COO of a company called Fourth IR, for Fourth Industrial Revolution. We are in the business of applying artificial intelligence to build innovative solutions in order to solve very practical problems. One example could be our virtual legal assistant, that is a product that is combining different AI skills and components like text comprehension, text translation, text summary, etc., to make a legal process contract analysis more efficient. At Fourth IR, we went through the process of selecting Ghana as one of our main IT sourcing destinations. Based on the requirements that we defined, and based also on the competition, we compared Ghana to other locations, other countries. But we decided for Ghana and set up our team, set up the facilities, and are now ramping up operations. We want to use the coming 20 minutes to talk about why did we choose Ghana, but also what were the challenges and how did we tackle and overcome. Thank God I'm joined on this panel with my friends Yao and David, two gentlemen with their organizations who have been very helpful for us when going through the process. And we rely upon them for things, core activities like sourcing staff, conducting training, implementing retention strategies, but also practical stuff like making a safe and professional workspace available for us and our resources. Quick intro here, Yao is an experienced business executive, consultant, investor based in Accra, Ghana. He's also the owner and managing director of Personal Practice, whose principal activities include executive recruitment, managed employee services, administrative support to clients. They have about over 2,000, I think, resources under management, and serve renowned brands in the country. David is the executive director of the Institute of ICT Professionals in Ghana, a professional association for ICT practitioners that serves as a bridge, as a connector of IT professionals, students, businesses, government, educational institutions within the ecosystem. David, Yao, have I missed anything?
Not on my side, no.
Yeah, spot on.
Good, excellent. So welcome to this panel. One of the questions, especially for organizations in Germany, okay, Ghana, we heard about Ghana. We heard about Ghana soccer and football players, but we haven't really heard about Ghana as an IT tech destination. Can you give us an indication, just talking about the size of the IT ecosystem in the country, David?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. Of course, we love soccer as well. And growing up, we used to watch football made in Germany, and our favorite player being Anthony Yeboah. But in the 21st century, we have also moved on to join the tech space in Ghana. We have a very vibrant tech ecosystem. And we also have an advantage of a very young population that is interested in technology. So yes, Ghana is positioning itself as the new tech destination, just like any other country in Eastern Europe. You heard from Madam Kate's presentation how they are also moving into the services area to attract investment in the area of tech. So yes, we are ready for tech.
Good. And David, I think just in terms of size, Ghana ranks amongst the top 20, I believe, worldwide in just having IT resources available. So there is talent, a talent pool in the country that is accessible.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Currently, there are over 100,000 strong professionals in the IT space. Most of them work in the private sector. Most of them work for companies that are in Ghana, and some of them also work for remote companies. For example, I was fortunate a decade and a half ago, I worked for a European company called Ericsson, which is from Sweden. And we became a hub in Ghana, serving other countries in the West African region to provide resources to build telecommunication systems across the globe. This was in the first 10 years of 2020, 2021.
Excellent, excellent. Now, the size of the talent pool is one dimension. Unfortunately, always another dimension is cost and cost effectiveness. Yao, can you give us an indication as to what ballpark price ranges we can find in the country?
So cost, as you can imagine, is always related to the qualifications and experience of the resource. But generally, you can get a good resource, well-trained person working 40 hours a week for about approximately 15 euros per hour. That's about $18 to $20 per hour. Depending on how qualified the experience that person is, the rate goes a little bit higher. And that's an all-in cost. So depending on the contract, it could even include the premises and all the ancillary costs, internet access, everything.
Excellent. And
with that, you're comparing to about maybe 30, 35 euros an hour in Europe. So that's very competitive.
Agreed. And fair enough to say one of the reasons why we chose Ghana as an outsourcing destination. Now, availability of resource, cost of resource, two dimensions. Follow-up question, Yao, would be, how would you compare, if that is even possible, an IT specialist out of Ghana compared to other locations like India, like Eastern Europe?
I think we have. Yeah, I think we have actually developed from basic digital skills to now intermediate and advanced digital skills resources in Ghana. I must say that we have quite a number of resources currently working for a company called Andela that is recruiting from Ghana a lot of tech resources working for remote companies. We also have a lot of local international companies registered in Ghana. For example, the Google AI, which is one of the 5 locations we have in the world. One of them here is in Ghana. The others are in Europe and Asia. So for Google to set up its AI lab here in Ghana shows the skill sets that we are developing now in Ghana in terms of human resource. We also recently have Twitter headquarters for Africa also being set up here in Ghana, and a host of other companies already operating. IBM is operating here in Ghana, and a lot of other companies also here. These companies set up here in Ghana because they have seen the potential in terms of the skill level of our people. As mentioned earlier by our earlier presenter, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and we have over 10 other technical universities all over the country that are training people in IT skills. And then we also have the private one like Academic City and the rest.
Yeah. So the only difference between Ghana and say well-known destinations like India is the size of the population. But in terms, of course, they being 1.2 billion people have a lot more people to draw from. But Ghana doesn't exactly have a small population either. There are 31 million of us. And so, as David said earlier, at least 100,000 IT professionals. And in terms of skill set, comparable to any other destination.
Yeah.
Plus other advantages. You speak English in the right time zone. It's a safe country. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, in the middle of the world.
A safe and a very hot country at times. But good point. I mean, for IR, we are in the business of data science and artificial intelligence, right? This is one of our core competencies, and obviously we're very interested in learning how does the future IT engineer out of Ghana look like, right? What kind of expertise is being accumulated for those resources? David, could you comment upon where you see this roadmap heading towards?
I'm excited that 4IR is into AI because AI is the future. And we are also excited that a lot of German organizations are pursuing the AI development in Ghana. One of them is an AI fellowship program that is currently training and also equipping a lot of people with high skill in AI development. I know 4IR is also involved in a lot of hackathons that brings out skills and talent in young people here in Ghana. We also have other hackathons by Hack Lab and others that are really pushing in terms of the skill level. So for skill level, we have a lot of training going on. We have a lot of companies that are into AI. One of them called Impuntu Technologies. They are purely into AI. And these are all local companies that are developing the skills that are available now for partners all over the world to be able to connect.
Yeah. And I believe, David, it is important to involve yourself into the local ecosystem, to work with the universities. As you mentioned, we conducted a few hackathons, challenges, very helpful for us to identify the right talent, really excited about the quality of the talent also. But AI and data science is only one piece of the entire IT ecosystem, right? What was surprising for us when coming to Ghana is the fact that unlike in other countries like India, you do not see many big IT service providers that have established themselves in the country. There is no TCS, there's no Accenture, there's no HCL, etc. So organizations of which you would assume would be a potential employer for young IT talent. So question for Ya will be, where does a young IT graduate go to? What is the first employer in the country if those companies do not exist?
So the companies that you've mentioned are probably some of the best known brands in the world, but there aren't that many of them. Locally, we have many more companies that are fulfilling their IT needs for both local and regional needs, West Africa, Africa needs, and they're using local talent. MTN, EcoBank, as Madam Kate said, through their e-process and all of that. However, we are churning out the talent at such a level that not all of them are getting jobs that commensurate with their talent level. Mm-hmm. And so some may take jobs purely because that's what's available and hope to do better going forward. And some of them may also even not find themselves working in the industry to begin with, even though they've got all the right training. and some experience as well. So in terms of what a career map for an IT talent looks like, right now, what we are hoping to do is if we can get bigger and bigger businesses coming in, then not only will these trained talent that are already in the industry and some also looking to enter have more opportunity, but could also grow and do new and exciting things, right? But as we talk about the career path of the IT talent, sometimes the focus is, yes, IT outsourcing. So a large foreign company comes here, employs locals, and then uses them to create solutions for their requirements abroad. But we are also a growing economy, right? That we've been growing at an average of 5-6%, around 70 to 75 billion dollars a year GDP. And we are third world for a reason. We have a lot of problems that we could leapfrog through IT solutions. So, and if you have local talent that's well qualified, then you can use them to solve those problems as well. So in terms of Ghana as an IT destination, it's not only a destination for solving European or American or Asian problems, it's also a destination for solving Ghanaian and African problems. And so companies that are willing to come here, invest, and use local talent will have a bigger market and people really appreciate.
Yeah. And thank you, Yao. I think the availability of resources is good news for organizations that consider to go to Ghana. Maybe a quick follow-up question here. How long would it take me as an organization, if I came to Ghana and I really need to ramp up IT for maybe local business or my international business, now that it's a bit more difficult in Eastern Europe? What would be your estimate as to a timeline? How does it look like?
It depends on the entry strategy of the company. If that company wants to come in and set up by themselves and do everything by themselves, then again, one of the downsides of being a relatively less developed country is that it can take some time to do these things because our market is unstructured in some important ways. But if you have the right partners, then you can set up and run pretty quickly. Sometimes, depending on the internal procedures of the company, it could even be 2 weeks to a month. Because what we do, if you come in and you liaise with IIPGH for the sourcing of the talent and also for some of the procedures, it depends on some of the operational procedures that you already have in place, then your onboarding of talent the timeline is shortened. But what personal practice we also do is that our managed employee service means that we are employers of record. So we can employ the staff and then place them with the company. And because we already have all the processes and everything in place to recruit, select, and employ talent, that's something that we typically do within a month, 4 to 6 weeks. So a company coming in could be up and running, let's say conservatively, within 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah. And that was impressive. I mean, our own experience really speaks to that too. We are having difficulties finding those resources in Europe, and how quickly we could have a whole set, 30, 35 different profiles on our desks to see and compare it to a job description. That's impressive. Now,
just to chip in that additionally, what Yao mentioned, that the Institute of ICT Professionals, we have also a huge database of professionals, and they are categorized in different domains with different skill sets. So the skill matching is quite straightforward and easier for us. So within a week or two, if the skills that are required are within our database, we are able to go through the entire recruitment process with ease.
Yeah, good. And maybe speaking a little bit to the Ghana population as a whole, right? Average age in the country is 21 years. In Germany, as an example, is 46. So you see there's a lot of talent potentially coming up. David, question for you. What do you think is necessary to accelerate that path of the country to become a leading IT hub?
Yeah, thank you. I think I go back to the early days of telecommunication, where we started having mobile phones in our hands. We did not have landline telephones to our homes, but we were able to leapfrog from a system without phones to a system where we have over 100% subscription of mobile phones. This was largely driven by the young population that we have. And companies that took the risk and came to Africa and started telecom services, they were able to quickly expand. And I think it is now time again to repeat that using the IT outsourcing, delivery service, because we already have a fertile ground. We have a well-trained young population. We have technical institutions. We also have data centers and also digital centers that can provide space. The government is working on that as well. One of them is called Ghana Digital Center Limited, which provides infrastructure for companies to come in. So we are open. We have the free trade zone. We have the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, which are available to facilitate the establishment of multinational companies to come into Ghana and set up for this IT delivery services. So I think we are ready, and it's about time for companies to take advantage of what we have.
Good. And I'm cognizant of the time. I think we are already overrunning by 5 minutes. Final question to the both of you. What will be your quote unquote elevator pitch to a European country that is now in the process of thinking about, selecting a new IT outsourcing destination?
I would say we have a perfect confluence of talent, policy support, as you've seen from Ghana Free Zones this morning, but also from the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. We have training institutions, and we have physical infrastructure, all the physical infrastructure you would require in terms of connectivity, and also even real estate. Just this morning, we've arranged 1,000 square meters for a client coming in from South Africa. So we have all that in place, and that translates to value for any clients that we deal with. So yeah, we are ready.
Yeah, to add to this, we are fortunate to have the Ghana to be the headquarters for AFTA, which is our Continental Trade Zone Center here in Ghana, which means that companies that set up in Ghana also will take advantage of the center and connect with other African countries and do trade with other businesses in Africa. So Ghana seems to is the right destination for this, and we believe that remote IT service delivery is the way to go. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
As we used to say in mining many years ago, Ghana is Africa for beginners.
Yeah.
We are a beginner in this game, yeah, but thank you for your help, and thank you very much for your insight. I think you're going to be sticking around for potential questions. Izin, I'm back to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That was a very informative and great session on the sector. I would use this opportunity to encourage as many of us who have questions and concerns. Please put them in our chat section. We would gladly answer them for you. If you don't have one now, maybe I'd entreat you to actually think of something interesting that you think you would love to know, more about. We have very seasoned people that will answer all our questions, even if it has to do with some experiences that some of them, for instance, Fourth IR faced while entering the Ghana market. I'm sure Bernard and the other colleagues would be happy to answer us. So at this point, we would take the next speaker, Dr. Abdullahi Jamaldeen. If you're here, you can unmute your microphone. He is the head of department, or the head of department in the computer sciences at the College of Basic and Applied Sciences, University of Ghana. And so he will be taking us on hackathons and its benefits for the development of tech sphere, or the tech space. For us in the tech space, if you hear hackathon, it's a quite familiar or household name. So without wasting much time, I would welcome Doc to take us on the session. Doc, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning to everybody. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you clearly. Thank you. We can see your screen as well.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I must apologize. I had a very short notice that I'll be talking, so I couldn't put much information together. I would have wished, but at least I have quite some information to share with members on this platform. So I will talk about the university perspective, and in that regard, I would like to share some data before we can dive into the discussion of hackathons. Okay, so so first, I just want to alert members the situation in Ghana as far as education is concerned. This information is that I'm presenting here is pulled from GTech, which is National Accreditation. They are 2020 reports. So as at 2020, we had about 163 tertiary education in the country. Among them, we have about 9 universities, 10 technical universities, colleges of education, and so forth. And this is the perspective of enrollment into public universities over the past 4 or 5 years. So as of 2020, we had 2020 academic year, we had enrollment of about 213,000. And as you can see, enrollment numbers continues to grow. So we are expecting that with the introduction of the free secondary education, 2020-2021 academic year is going to probably double the number, because we had registered quite a huge number at University of Ghana last enrollment. So this is the situation for male, female. You can see that the number still increases with both males and female over the years. And as of 2020, we have 127,000 males admissions and about 85,000 female admissions. So this is the general context in terms of all subject areas. So these are enrollment based on the specific subject areas, and our focus is probably going to, as far as you are talking technology, the tech industry at least involves information and communication technology subject area. So With this one, we are looking at ICT training and then computer science training, as well as information systems, which is about 20,000 in 2020 across the country. You also have the engineering. So this engineering have all the engineering programs, including computer engineering. And so therefore, that data is also important to us. So for engineering, you have about 36,000 in 2020. And for natural sciences, would also include mathematics and statistics, which we also need as technologies. We had about 28,000 enrollments in the public sector. Okay, so the public sector is supposed to be the largest enrollment, and this is only for public universities. If you go to the technical university, we also have huge numbers. So this is just to tell us the number of tech experts universities are producing in a year. For instance, University of Ghana, last academic year, we graduated almost 250 students from both information technology and computer science related program. And we are even doing much less compared to what KNUST can produce. So yeah, so these are the numbers we are churning out every day and every year. And I want to also emphasize that these students are usually quality trained students. If you look at the curriculum we have these days, it reflects on any international standards, thanks to National Accreditation Board, which ensures that we standardize the curriculum across the country. So we usually will go around and do peer review at various universities to be able to ensure that the quality of training is up to speed and it's measurable to international standard. And these are all talented students that we produce in the country. Right. So to stopgap some of this training that we provide to students, we as educationists try to look at engaging students in learning, and opportunities we explore is so in my department, for instance, we do have hackathons, usually about 3-4 times in a year, and this is with different organizations. 4F is one of the key players in this. We have jointly run a number of hackathons with 4F, some of them fully funded by 4F, and some jointly funded by other private organizations. So with these hackathons, we try to put the students together in groups and then ask them to compete to solve a real life situation. So for instance, one of the hackathons we ran, one of the key hackathons we ran with 4F as people counting, which is a very key technology in terms of measuring the number of people that walked into a supermarket, walk in daily, to be able to have that statistics real time. We have also done another hackathon with a private pension company. So this has been enriching students' knowledge over time, as they are always interested and looking up to set opportunity to improve about their learning. In addition to this, we try to make sure that we work together with industry partners, particularly the tech industry partners. So my department, for instance, is a strong collaboration with Microsoft, with Google. It may be interesting to note that yesterday I was in a meeting with Google President, Vice President of Research, the whole of the world, and he's in charge of Africa and Asia. He is currently, as we speak, he's in Ghana. I was in a meeting with him and the Vice Chancellor to explore opportunities of collaborations in terms of artificial intelligence research. So this is what I would have to share within the short time. If anybody has questions, comments, we can discuss it after. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Doc, for your presentation on the talent pool that we have. Our next session is going to be more of question and answers, and maybe once you're here, I can kickstart it, and hopefully we can have follow-up questions in the same regard. Looking at the talent pool, I mean, evidently we have seen the numbers that are churning out. From the presentation, yes, we do understand what the demographics are, but I am more interested, or I would love to hear more about the benefits of some of these trainings, some of these hackathons, the direct impact that it's had on the industry as we speak. Because there are some companies that would just want to go into the space and just recruit people. But for companies like Fourth IR that says that, we want to be able to pull some of the raw talents and fine-tune them and give them the opportunity. What are some of the benefits? What is the landscape looking like? Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you. If I may come in here, for instance, the winners of the hackathon we ran together with 4FR on the people counting. I think the first and the second batch were engaged with 4FR to extend the work, and I believe they are still working with 4FR on that. So the people pension scheme we also work with have also subsequently engaged the students that participated. Some of those who really performed well have been engaged by people pension. So this is usually not just to run and the hackathon and then move away, because we do this thing jointly with industry partners, and the idea is to make the students attractive to such partners so that they can have opportunities to get jobs.
And Ethan, if I can add, 100% agree to what Doc was saying. With that one example that Dr. Jamal mentioned, we also have the chance to actually develop IP that will or could become a product for which we have identified potential clients in Europe. So you see a pathway developing. It's not only about talent identification, even though we like that component also very much, but it's also a team working on a real world problem and solving and using innovation for us who have probably better access to the market, then work together to, again, potentially, develop a product out of it, which is exciting.
Okay. All right, that sounds great. There's another question. What is the vision of the government and academia concerning Ghana as a tech destination in the few years? I don't know if Madam Kate is still here, or Dr. Jamal. I know that you are also quite versed in public sector, private sector mediations too, so you can help us.
Well, so it's all good, but I think the challenge we have as educationists within the university is government's inability to look at the tech as the future. Because I'm saying government inability to look at tech as the future is that as an academia, I hardly see government coming into the university or government looking at diverting resources into improving tech education in the country. If you go around most of the public universities, you hardly will see computer labs that are functioning. This is the fundamental tool to train a computer scientist, a computer engineer, and then a computer and information technology, information systems is the fundamental tool. And you go around the public university and public technical universities, you do not see a functioning lab that is supposed to be provided and give the students the best of the training, right? Apart from just computer lab, you will need laboratories like digital computer laboratory, you will need robotics laboratory, you will need network and systems laboratories. These are fundamental tools that we expect government to be coming in to support in order to improve the quality of the training. For me, that is my problem. And I have the opportunity of going around university throughout the country because I work for the accreditation board, and every other week I am in one university or the other. And this is the problem you find as you go around, that the labs, the space are there, but they are not functioning. The computers you may find there in most cases are very obsolete and will not be able to run a one thread of artificial intelligence experiment. Thank you.
No, but are you privy to any of the government interventions of any sorts? Do you? I really wish that there was somebody in here. So Madam Kate, I see that your mic is unmuted. Please help us.
Yes, thank you very much, Ifinam. I think in terms of, I can only speak when it comes to the field of investment promotion and attraction. I think the policy intervention, the free zones being a vehicle to ensure that investors have a smooth launch pad, smooth onboarding, the hand-holding services, the tax incentives, should push Ghana as a very good investment destination within the sub-region. Even with the talent pool, in spite of the challenges, as Doc has enumerated, from experience, the companies that we onboard do not really struggle with the talent. They equip them with additional skills, soft and hard skills, and in no time they perform to expectation. They are able to perform like any of their counterparts who are trained in foreign universities. So a little support to the universities and the technical institutions would be great. But in spite of the challenges, the talent pool that we have been privy to, who are working in the various free zone entities that we have licensed, are working quite well. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. David, you want to contribute?
Right.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Doc, for the comment as well. We've been having conversations, and I think it's just that we need to bridge the gap a little bit between what we're doing in industry and what is going on in academia, so that we can be on the same page. Because recently we've been having conversation with Ghana Investment Promotion Center, with the CEO, Mr. Yofi Grant, and there is a plan being developed by government to even open up more from the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, in addition to what is going on at the Free Trade Center, to ensure that we bring in the needed investment that will help transform some of the things that you talked about. So there's an ongoing conversation. Last week they were in London to also have discussions with other investors, just like what we have in here, to ensure that what we have as our base, our rich human resource, our safety and safe environment, our stable power, and the government's own initiative in digitalization across different sectors of the public sector, how we can leverage on that and ensure that the skills that are being churned out based on the data that you have provided, we are able to provide these people with the needed job that they normally are looking for, but the opportunities are not currently here locally. So the ecosystem will build, and we'll come back to that when we begin to get some of the people that are being churned out year upon year, getting into highly skilled jobs and being employed to work with these companies. Then the entire transformation will happen, so that it is not just one way of training people and pushing them out, but also the demand side is also being fulfilled. So I think we are on the right path, and I think the challenges that you mentioned will be addressed as we move along.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your contributions so far. Bernhard, there's a question for you. So what would you say are the main success factors for you? And I'm guessing for you, meaning 4IR, and what is your personal message for new investors?
Thank you, Isanam. The gist is the fundamentals are in place. It's a young population. It's a big enough country. It's English speaking, our time zone, and it's very cost effective. What's the key success factors? Do not try to do all and everything alone. I mean, we failed miserably when we're trying to negotiate the first working contract, right? Rely upon a network and an ecosystem that you have to build up in the country. The German Chamber of Commerce is really helpful to connecting us to people like Yao, like David, like Dr. Jamal, that have access to academia, have access to actually run a professional HR company, right? Have access to training. And then go and visit. I mean, it's hot, it's humid. Don't go in the rainy season. You get stuck in traffic for 2 hours every day. But I mean, coming from Germany, from my country, I'm totally amazed by the openness and the quality of discussions that we've had, right? Once you've established a trusted ecosystem, I think the door is wide open to be successful.
Any personal advice for people who are coming?
Yeah, go. I mean, yes, you need to apply for a visa, but it's not, now that COVID is hopefully mostly behind us. I would prepare a visit, obviously. I mean, all of us are on this webinar because we are open to share our own experiences. Absolutely. But get in contact with those organizations, get in contact with the people that are talking to you right now, prepare a little bit. Don't overwhelm yourself trying to arrange 15 meetings on a given day, because part of the Ghana pitch for us has been just the people in the country themselves, right? And leave a bit of room and space for making that experience.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Are there any more questions from anyone? So Arthur left a contribution. Says that reason for IT companies to look at Ghana as compared to other countries or companies in the I think he meant countries in the sub-region. 1 is safety and security. 2 is relatively stable environment. 3, stable power supply. 4, lower labor cost. Government incentive, which is tax holidays, etc., for potential investors. 6, globally standardized IT certification means our engineers have the required training. And last but not least, digitalization drive by the government. So that's for the benefit of anyone who find this piece of information very useful. Are there any more questions, any more concerns? Maybe if there aren't, what I would advise or could suggest that we do is that for all our speakers, we'll give you a minute each to say some final words. So in no particular order, I would probably start with Madam Kate. Oh, I see a hand up. Sorry, before that. Okay, there are some good questions here. So Bernard and Yao, looking at the figures of tech professionals, do you think offshoring talent or tech talent will help appreciate Ghana as a tech destination? Looking at the figures of tech professionals, and I'm guessing this means this market. Is this the pricing or the members? But Bernard, I'm sure you understand the question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And let me comment. Let me comment from the perspective of a quote unquote European company that made the decision to go to Ghana. What is important for us? Access to talent, the quality of the talent, and the cost. Right? We do know that Ghana is not as known compared to other competitive locations like India, like Southeast Asia, etc., etc. So we have to do a little bit of convincing that Ghana is actually a very valid sourcing destination. Now, having been in the country for a couple of years, I can wholeheartedly say it is. But it is important now to attract more and more organizations that just spread the message about, yes, it is a relevant location. Yes, you can find the talent. Yes, you can ramp it up. And yes, a few hurdles to overcome. I mean, it doesn't help if electricity goes down twice a week, right? It doesn't help if the internet connection is really poor. But those are practical challenges that can be dealt with, right? But technology and IT, for me, is how do I say that without sounding too simple? It's a far more attractive pitch for a young country like Ghana compared to let's continue to be cocoa bean farmers.
Yeah.
You want to add something? Yeah.
Yes. So Ghana is cost effective. I won't necessarily say, I don't like to say cheaper, because what the industry does is to offer the prospect of a good livelihood to young people, right? So 15, 16 euros an hour, you take out some costs, it enables us to pay a good salary to workers in tech, with a prospect of earning more as well. But also the good thing for everyone involved in this ecosystem is that the more exposure Ghanaian talent has, right? They don't only come as employees, they come with their own dreams, their own solutions, and eventually they become co-founders, and they set up, they may create apps, they create solutions that will not only benefit Ghana, but could end up benefiting the world, right? Could be acquired or partnered on by companies out there. We've seen the examples in not only in Ghana but also in Nigeria. The example of Flutterwave, for instance, right, which is valued at what, maybe is it $3.5–4 billion? Went through the Y Combinator incubation system. So it's a win-win situation. Yes, it is cost effective. We have the right talent. We have the right geography, easy connections to the rest of the world, all the monetary and non-monetary compelling reasons why Ghana is a good destination exist. But there's also opportunities going forward that mean that all parties in the ecosystem could do even better than the good things that we're talking about now.
Okay.
Yes, and Esinam, thank you again. There is this old adage, sorry, that the sweetness of the pudding is in the eating. And fortunately for us, we have companies working within this ecosystem already in Ghana, doing so well. And that in itself bears testimony to the fact that we are ready as a country. We have the requisite skills. Yes, there may be challenges, but in spite of the challenges that have been enumerated, the companies are still thriving in adding on to their talent pool. We are resolved as an institution to grow players in this ecosystem. So for us, we can only welcome more investors, and it is for them to experience the proverbial Ghanaian akwaba. Once they contact us, we would smoothly ensure that they onboard. We would link them to all the necessary and relevant players. And I can only add that we are really ready for ICT enabled services players. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Kate. We have another question. And David, I can see your hands up. I think it's from the past.
No, I think, yeah, you just finish up and then I can come in.
Okay. So I was going to read another question actually, but I'm sure you might be able to contribute as well with this one. The person wants to know, so Albert wants to know, what are the other major areas, or I think what he says is locations that could be tech hotspots in Ghana aside Accra, beyond Accra, where else?
Yeah, thank you. So when Madam Kate presented, she talked about Amalitech that is currently operating in Takrady. We know Amalitech very well. We normally invite them for our programs. Last February, we organized a tech job fair. They were there at the Accra International Conference Center. So yes, there are other centers. The government of Ghana, through the Ghana Digital Center Limited, is also having a blueprint where they want to expand these digital centers to different parts of the country. The next place they want to set up this digital center is in Kumasi, and they want to get into the northern and other parts of the country. The target is to have these digital centers, which are supposed to be infrastructure places for both IT outsourcing and IT businesses, and also for startups and business young people who want to start their own business, to provide space for them. So this infrastructure is being extended to other parts of the country to provide the same opportunity to young people who are not in Accra.
Very well said. This one is a seeking of advice. It says, what would be your advice for young Ghanaians trying to position themselves well for finding a job that fits well in their career? And I'm sure in this space, it's a tech career. Aside, participating in hackathons and reaching out to right people, etc. These are standard, but what other interesting things do you think? So Bernard, you could take that, and maybe Dr. Bilai could add something to it.
Yeah, thank you, Islam. I'm not quite objective when answering to that question, because I would honestly say, come and apply, come and work for us. More seriously, I would also say, believe in IT, right? We've seen that quite a few students actually accept a job as a sales rep for, a bigger organization. But my advice would be, number one, believe in IT. Number two, believe in your ability to solve also the local problems. It's not, hopefully not for all students, is the highest goal to move to the UK or Canada or Europe to work there, because You know, IT transformation is also really required not only for European organizations, but also in Ghana. We have a lot of problems to solve. And that is why we are in this space. And that is why we are excited about the talent that we can find in the country. Believe in IT, don't leave the country too early at least, and please don't take a sales job.
Okay. Thank you very much, Bernhard. Are there any more questions? I think the conversation is getting very interesting. Dr. Abdullah, I don't know if you want to add a word or two to our young
Yes.
Ghanaian.
Yeah. So usually for IT jobs, somebody who is probably seeking to develop career in IT, the most important thing is to go online and then look at the skill sets companies are looking for. And if you do have some gaps, there are a lot of opportunities to cover those gaps these days. There are a lot of online courses you can take to cover up the skills gap. For IT jobs, there are a lot of them. It's not a field that we lack jobs. It's a field that we normally like the skill set to fit in. So I always advise students to look at the adverts, even if you are still a student, look at the adverts, because universities may not be able to give you the 100% skill set you need to land this job. There are a lot more you will have to do yourself. And if you are not informed in terms of what companies are looking for out there, then you end up, graduating and struggling to have jobs. We have students here who are in their level 300s already working for software houses, not even in Ghana, but in abroad. And they are here and they are earning a lot more than the faculty that is even teaching them. I have a lot of them in my department. And for some of them, I do identify them. And then once they are even in level 400, I recruit them as teaching assistants to guide the young ones that are coming up. So this is the opportunities they should be looking for. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're just around the time that we would, draw curtains to our session. Initially, David, sorry, a submission from you.
Yeah, I just want to add that we have oversupply of tech talents in Ghana, and we are able to take on new challenges because of the foundation that has been laid by our institutions. They are strong technical institutions across the country, and the only thing that we need now is partners that will help give our young people international exposure. I'm here speaking because I was fortunate to have that international exposure some 18 years ago when I finished university, worked for Ericsson, and that took me to different parts of the world. And that actually is what I brought back to be a co-founder of the Institute of ICT Professionals. So talent is not a problem. Opportunities will definitely unearth those talents. So we are open and we want to welcome any business that is ready to come in, despite some of the challenges that were mentioned. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I said all that has been said. This is an open opportunity for our panelists, our speakers. If you have a word or two, we're running this app. And while we do so, if anybody has a final question, it's welcome. So I guess, Madam Kate, if you want to give us one final word, and then we would go to Bernhard, Dr. Abdullah, David, and then Yao can also give us one submission.
Yes. I'll seize on every opportunity to market Ghana Free Zones Authority. And as I indicated, we have the success stories. There is always some measure of truth and certainty when you know people have been established in this ecosystem and they are thriving. A doctor from the university has educated us on the quality of talent that they are churning out. We administer a policy that enables the investors to thrive in the ecosystem. And of course, there are other partners, the likes that we are privileged to have listened to as panelists. So for any foreign investor who is not even too familiar with our ecosystem, we have a thriving private sector, very able and ready, well-resourced to partner them in this engagement. In my presentation and subsequent presenters have alluded to a company like Amalitech. It is not even based in Accra. It is in Takoradi, but has a very smooth and seamless collaboration with the academia. So the Takoradi Technical University is serving as the incubation center. They are training young graduates, ICT and computer science graduates, equipping them with both the top-up hard skill and the soft skill, how to nurture an investor, how to listen to a conversation on phone, how to reassure an investor that, yes, I am your engineer and I have the capabilities to ensure that I deliver your contract on a specified date. So please, this is enough to convince anybody who is thinking of citing a project in Africa that yes, our name is not too big. We are not known in this ecosystem as India or the Philippines, but yes, we have the capabilities, and as we always say, be the early bird and catch your worm in Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bernard?
Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you. When it comes to IT, Ghana is not the obvious choice. It's a choice that has risk, but also carries a lot of upside potential. We talked about a lot about the potential. One additional one that has not been mentioned yet, Fourth Hour is not a big company, right? But even though we are relatively small, we can be something special in a country like Ghana. Try to be something special if you go to India, right? Good luck, there's line up. But if you are brave enough to test the waters, try out the talent pool in the country, then you can become something special in the country, and that's pretty cool. At least that's our conclusion. Thank you, Ezra.
Thank you very much. Dr. Jamal?
Yeah, thank you. So for as an academic institution, we are open for industry partnership. As I mentioned, that we are in partnership with all these tech giants, Google, Microsoft, Huawei, Cisco. We try to make sure that we expose our students to these technologies produced by these giants. So if you look at our content, we try to adopt some of the solutions produced by these tech giants into our curriculum to make sure that our students are ready for industry. We are also equally open to local partnership. I mean, companies in Ghana who are willing to partner with us towards improving the skills of our students. For instance, Amalitech, I must congratulate them. They were here 3 weeks ago to engage with my students, and they are doing a fantastic job. And we are ready for other companies like Amalitech to come engage with us for us to see how we can review the curriculum, and also how we can together put tools together to be able to enhance the training we give to our students. So everybody's welcome on board. Thank you.
Thank you. One final word from David and Yao, and then we'll be approaching.
Thank you very much. It's been a very insightful conversation here. And this is an ongoing conversation because remote IT service delivery has come to stay. And next week, by this time, we will be organizing my organization, the Institute of ICT Professionals Ghana, and our partners, AFOS Foundation, will be organizing another forum. At this time, it will be a physical forum at Holiday Inn Hotel. Also still talking about remote IT delivery service and how we can put our partners locally together and prepare for that ecosystem, or that kind of environment. So I must also use this opportunity to congratulate the team that put this workshop together, and we look forward to similar workshops that would create a platform for businesses and other partners to listen to our story and also get on board. So on this note, I'm also welcoming everybody here to join us next week, Wednesday, at Holiday Inn Hotel. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, David. Yeah, one final word from you too. Thank you.
Thank you, Esinam. So for us, our work is not something abstract. It's not necessarily focused on making money. Our focus is always to participate in creating and implementing solutions. So as we see it, we usually have two clients that we collaborate with, the corporate bodies that have requirements and are innovating these solutions, and also the individuals that we employ whose purpose is to do great things and to make a life. And that's what we focus on. We often relegate ourselves to the background and make sure that the matching of the individual to the corporate body looking to provide solutions to problems that they've identified come first. And so we are excited to be part of this trend in the IT outsourcing BPO space. It is relatively new. In the past, we've mostly worked in industrial and mining sectors, and then a few years ago, we started participating in this sector. So for us, it's all very exciting. And our gratitude to our partners, FortIR, IPGH, and institutions such as yourselves, and all the people on this call for coming to listen to us and to appreciate the possibilities of what we could all do together. That's the important thing. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, speakers. Thank you, participants. I'll be honest, the session went a lot better than I even hoped for, because the information was very useful and participants' engagement also went pretty well as well. So on behalf of 4th IR and the Delegation of German Industry and Commerce in Ghana, we'd want to say thank you very much to all our speakers, Madam Kate, Bernard, Dr. Abdullahi, Yao, and David, for making time this morning to share some knowledge and insights with us. The conversation continues, even if not on this platform. Let's all encourage each other in the space. Let's support businesses that are interested in coming into the Ghana market. We know with the help of free zones and all other agencies, there can be a smooth transition into business or the market here. So thank you everyone once again, and please enjoy the rest of the day. Cheers. My name is Esinam. Bye bye.